I watch a lot of these shows or listen to them rather, and constantly, hear these things that these people are saying, and it always seems to be a mystery to everybody that's listening, and they don't. Maybe they haven't had enough time, around the bigs, and they're not as inquisitive as I am. When I'm always thinking of the logical reason why things are as they are. And I've done this since the beginning of researching this topic. That's why, that's how I figured out the vibrational thing with regards to them disappearing before our eyes. That and some other things that I had recorded and done out in the field, noted out in the field, I should say. And anyway, so here's just another example of that. This guy is talking about having literally run into a Bigfoot when he was trying to sneak up on his children and scare them just as a joke, but he ran straight into a big, fell back, so his whole body had, front body had touched the big, and this is in Florida, and he talks about this horrible smell, and of course they call the Bigfoot down there skunk apes. And
even though it was freezing outside. Couldn't get it off of me. Went in the house
talking about
and
the
was
smell.
in the shower for about an hour trying to get the smell off of me. And I couldn't get it off of me. It lasted probably for 3 days. My wife was ready to make me sleep in the car. That's how bad it was.
Now, he had described when this happened, he got a view of the Bigfoot for 2 minutes. And he described the Bigfoot having scabs all over him, and patches of hair and baldness on his head. And these are people that are going to be bald. If you are a person in the swamps of Florida, guess what you're contending with? Horrible bugs. I mean, mites, mosquitoes, everything. See, people don't think through the equation. If you've ever been and camped out in the wild, you deal with this stuff. Bugs, especially down there in those swamps, can be horrible. And if you know a remedy of it and it causes you to smell, you don't give a crap because you don't want to have to deal with those mites and those bugs. I mean, it's just a horrible thing to contend with. So what do? Okay. And what most people don't understand is sulfur. There's a lot of sources of sulfur in the swamps down there, and if you take sulfur, ingest it, and they also, I'm sure, are getting it all over their bodies as well. But ingest it, it's a bug repellent, okay, and it's incredible bug repellent for mites, chiggers, mosquitoes, I'm told, are repelled by it. Pretty much everything. Hell, they even say reptiles are repelled by it. And anyway, so if you're dealing with that, and this guy described this thing having bumps and scabs all over it, he's probably dealing with that kind of stuff. Well, you're going to ingest sulfur, and it's going to make you smell horrible. It's going to make you smell like any number of things. Plus, this big is out in the middle of the swamp. So obviously you're going to have a rancid smell just from being out there and not bathing, and it's hot and humid, so you get body odor, and so you combine all that and you get Skunkape. And so that's what I don't think I've ever heard anybody put that together. And it seems so logical to me. I mean, I figured this out years and years and years ago. I think I even said it again on my shows, but nobody ever seems to think through the equations in this field, not often. And anyway, so thus, Skunkape is prevalent in Florida because, if you're in those swamps, that's what you get. Now, that's not to say that other parts of the country don't have their bugs, and you wouldn't have a smell factor to those bigs in those areas for the same reason, but Florida has a readily available sulfur source in the swamps, and there's the huge need to repel all that stuff that's in those swamps, those bugs and everything. So there you go. Thus the skunk ape, which nobody seems to figure out and get.